Hello, Erica here, and today I am filming my Underhyped Reads Readathon TBR. The Underhyped Reads Readathon is hosted by Charlotte, and I will link all the pertinent information down below. There's a Goodreads group, etc., etc. And this round is happening from February 27th to March 4th. And the goal is to read as many underhyped books in the week that you can. The general guideline for this are books that have under 2,000 ratings on Goodreads, but it can be anything that you believe to be underhyped or not spoken about very much. And I have picked out quite a few things. I have no idea if I'm going to get to these all per usual, but I'm pretty excited about all of them, and I will show you what they are. The first book I have is a collection of short stories. This is The Last Animal by Geni. It only has about 200 ratings on Goodreads, and I've put this on Readathon TBRs before and for some reason haven't gotten to it. But I am hoping to kind of work my way through this throughout the week. I don't know a terrible amount about it. I'm pretty sure that all of the stories have something to do with animal life, which is exciting, and I know that Mercedes from Mercy's Bookish Musings really liked this book, so I'm looking forward to digging into it. The second book I have is Measure for Measure. This is a little anthology done by the Everyman's Pocket Poets, and it's an anthology of poetic meters, as it says. So it's broken down into sections by the type of poem that it is, and I just thought that this would be interesting as I get into more poetry and am reading more, just to know a little bit more about the structure of poems and kind of traditional poetic structures. This has a grand whopping total of 7 readings on Goodreads, and while a lot of the poets in the anthology are quite famous, the book itself is apparently not. Next I have Ernest Hemingway's The Last Interview. The Last Interview series is published by Melville House, and it's just a collection of interviews with famous authors, including the last interview they ever gave. So this, I think, has like 4 interviews in it. It's very short. Right now this only has 9 ratings on Goodreads, but I believe it just came out, so that could be why. But I'm excited to get into it. I really like Hemingway, and I'm interested to know what he said when people asked him questions, right? That's what an interview is? Great. The next book I have is Speakeasy by Catherynne and Valente. This is just a little novella. It was released recently, and it's a limited release story of hers. It's kind of a fantasy novel, but set in Jazz Age New York, which I'm super excited about. And it has like 170 readings on Goodreads right now. Again, that might be because it just came out, and also because it was a limited release, but I cannot wait to read this. I have one other collection of poetry, and that's Claudia Rankine's Don't Let Me Be Lonely. Claudia Rankine's collection, Citizen, of course, has been quite hyped up lately, and I read that, and it was wonderful, so I immediately picked this up. This one has not quite as many ratings. This one only has about 1,700 on Goodreads, and it's an earlier collection of hers, but it's still prose poems, kind of along the same lines about contemporary American politics and things of that nature. So I'm very excited to read this. This shouldn't take me long at all, because there are pictures, and there's not a ton of text on each page, and it's also like a weird skinny shape. So I'm hoping to get through this. And then I have 2 graphic novels. The first one is Book 2 of Preacher. This is by Garth, Ennis, and Steve Dillon, among others, I'm sure. I read Book 1 a few months ago and really enjoyed it. This does not have a ton of ratings on Goodreads, only 1,200, and that might just be because of the format, because this is the, like, deluxe collected edition instead of the trades, but I'm going with it. I don't think Preacher is talked about very much on BookTube, even though I know a lot of people in real life who love Preacher, so I can't wait to get into this. This is a really fucked up story about a preacher in Texas who kind of gets these supernatural powers, and there's lots of murder and boozing and smoking and sex and all kinds of nonsense. The last book I have, and the second graphic novel I have picked out, is quite a large one. This is Pablo. This is by Julie Birmant, and I can't pronounce that name. Clement Ourverie? Don't know. It was translated from French, I believe, but it is a graphic biography about Pablo Picasso, which I'm very excited to read because I don't know very much about Picasso, even though I do appreciate his work. And I think that the art is really cool, and I'm excited to get some learning out of this. So we'll see how that goes. But again, it's like a pretty big book. We shall see. So yes, that is all I have planned for the week. I'm hoping to get through like 6 of the 8 of those. We'll see. And if you are participating in the readathon, please let me know down below in the comments. And if you have a TBR list or a TBR video, I would love to check it out. I will see you all next time. Bye!